what up? What up? What's happening? Welcome back to the show. I've been here in a minute. Been thrown off, man. My house is torn up, as you can see. I have to go to the craziest places to try to shoot my videos, man. This is getting insane. So right now I'm in a remote location inside my crib, basically the closet, because as you can see, the whole house is just destroyed, man. We had some issues. We had some problems with my plumbing. My plumbing kind of bagged up in the house, and it just went everywhere. And now, long story short, my entire downstairs got to be redone. So it's throwing me off. It's throwing me off my hustle a little bit, but like I always say, hustlers adapt, baby. So I'm adapting. So this is part of my adaptation, if you will. So I'm shooting this from the closet, but I'm glad to be here, man. I'm glad to get this off my chest. Thanks to my son for pushing me, because I let this little hiccup here and a couple other little things threw me off my pattern. But I'm back on now. So here's the episode. So let's jump right into it, man. I love to just jump right into it. I don't want to overthink it, because I just like to let things channel and flow. So what I wanted to get into today right now was the hardcore nitty-gritty element of the why I make these videos. Let's just get at it. Let's just stop fucking around. If you are a young person, black, white, male, female, doesn't matter on a certain level, but if you're a young person and you're not here, you want to be rich, you want to make a lot of money, you want to live this quote-unquote lavish lifestyle, well, there's just things that come with that. And so let's just start getting into what it's going to take for you to get that. Just as you're 21, you're 22, you're 25, I want a Bentley, I want a nice house, I want a lot of money. Well, there's certain rules you're going to have to follow to get to those things. So let's just kind of get into that a little bit. If you are out here, man, and you're watching the world from the outside and you seeing, damn, man, he has this and she has that. How do they do that? Then you go talk to them. Well, man, I do construction or I do hair or whatever. First thing you better find out, man, is what's the hardest part of what they doing. Because all you see is the end results, man, and 9 times out of 10, when you talk to someone, all they're going to do is tell you the glamorous part of what they do. Oh, man, I work construction, man. I get paid, man. You know, we be out, so we don't even be working. Like yesterday, I didn't work at all, man. We just sat around all day, man, just playing cards. Yeah, but he's not telling you about the other days when it's 90 degrees outside and they had to be there at 3 o'clock in the morning and they didn't leave until fucking 5 o'clock the next day, and then they had to be there again at 4 in the morning the very next day with no time off, with no breaks, he don't tell you all of that. He don't tell you all of the back-breaking shit that's involved in what he's doing. So all you see is the end result, and you go, well, how you do that? He's I work this. That's not the way it's going to work. You're going to always be backwards. You're going to always be behind if you approach things like that. You're going to stay behind because you're going to always be in reaction. So the first thing you got to do is, when you are talking to someone, learn how to reverse engineer what it is that they're telling you. Learn how to ask the questions that they're not telling you. And if you want to make money that way, in that method, you have to fall in love with that struggle. Meaning you have to, if you want to be a chef, you got to learn how to be an assistant first. And you got to be a hell of a good assistant. I think that's called a sous chef or whatever. But the point is, you got to learn how to do all that grunt work and appreciate it. Hell, damn near enjoy it. Because if you don't enjoy that grunt work, dude, you're not going to get to the cush work that you've seen. Those people that tell you about the cush work, it's because they put in their grunt work. So my point here is to remind you, you're going to have to do the grunt work to learn the hustle. So whatever it is, accept the grunt work. Hey, man, I want to get into wholesaling houses. Do you understand, man, you got to call about 100 people before you even get one to respond? That's the grunt work. Do you understand, if you're going to wholesale houses, you got to get out here, man. You're going to have to pound the pavement. You're going to have to go look at these houses. You're going to have to go look up where these houses are located. You're going to have to drive in your car at times of night and meet people in places you might not want to meet them to wholesale these houses. But that's what you got to do. That's what you got to accept first. You can't accept the money first because you see the cars and go, okay, I'm just going to do that. Then when you get there and find out, man, you got to make 300 phone calls, you're like, oh, shit, I don't want to do this. Yeah, because you didn't do your research properly. So now you're right back to where you started. You put all your energy into this idea, and then you find yourself right back to where the hell you started. Damn, man, I was all gassed up about this 2 months ago till I found out I had to make 400 calls, and then I have to go to people's houses, and then they might not even want to do it, or we'll get all the paperwork done, and then the paperwork will fall through. That won't happen. See, the people that are making the internet posts, or the people that are making the TikToks and the videos and all of that, they don't tell you that part. That's the part you got to go research for yourself. And then you got to accept it. If you accept it and say, oh, well, fuck it, man. If I have to make 100 calls, I'll make 100 calls. I'll make 200 calls. Okay, well, if I got to cut up a mountain of potatoes to be a good sushi, I'm just going to cut those potatoes. See, now that person with that attitude is on the road to success because the people that are around them will absorb that and see that because they had to have the same thing. So the guy that's the chef go, oh, man, you didn't cut up all them potatoes. I hate cutting potatoes, man, but I cut them all up. What else you want me to do? Oh, okay, here. Sit down, man. Let me show you how to make this recipe right here. This recipe will get you paid. And he shows you how to make a recipe, which I've learned is a real, real valuable thing. I didn't really know that about cooking, but a recipe is a huge thing. I just never put two and two together. Big up to my fam, my cousin, my brother, Randy, what's up? He's a chef. So ever since I watched him be a chef, I just kind of watched the hustle game of being a chef. It's so much shit that they can do, but that's a whole nother, that's a sidebar. The point, let's just stay focused. As my man say, I digress. The point is that you got to learn and appreciate and fall in love with the struggle that is the grunt work that falls under the hustle you want to pursue. That's right. Play with that shit for a minute. You got to fall in love with that shit, man. You got to fall in love with it. And once you do, those doors will start opening. And when they start opening, then you walk in and you're going to start getting all of these benefits. But benefits and luck and momentum only comes from people making movement. If you're not making movement, dude, you can't sit in your fucking apartment smoking fucking blunts and going, man, ain't nothing happening for me. You're not in motion, B. If you're not in motion, if you're not doing anything, you're right, nothing's going to happen for you. So if you attracted this because you want to be a hustler, you want to be, great, man. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're listening to me. Whoever you are, please like and share and all that good stuff. But get my message. Learn to fall in love with your grind. Find elements of your grind that you love. If you fellas, man, and you out here chasing, for lack of a better term, excuse me, ladies, if you out here just chasing ass, chasing women, if you're not making money, if you're not in a position where you're making money, I'm going to this place to make money. Boom, I made my money. I'm going to this place to make money. Boom, I make my money. When you're making that money, meet the women on the way. So if you don't even have to take your mind off of it. You don't have to meet women in clubs and with bars of pounds of liquor and weed and all of that stuff. You don't need to do that. That's not necessary. You go there to celebrate potentially, but you don't necessarily need to do that. What you need to do is concentrate on getting your money up. And wherever you get your money at, ask Bill Clinton. They'll come to you. Wait a minute. Hold on, man. Somebody, my kids is, hold on. Hey!
Why are you mad?
I'm making a video. What?
Oh, sorry.
So, with that being said, my point is that when you're out chasing money like you're supposed to, so you can take care of yourself, so eventually you can learn to take care of a family. Because if you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of a woman and kids. You can't do it. You can't take care of yourself. So you're chasing this money so you can learn how to take care of yourself. And then once you do that, the women will just come. Like I heard someone say before, and I do a lot of quoting, but these things are just be in my head. You lose a lot of money chasing women, but you will not lose one woman chasing money. If you chasing your money and you getting your money and you're in a relationship, i.e. a marriage, if you're in a marriage and you putting that money on the table, you sharing it with the family, and you tell her, look, I got to go. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I'll be back. I got to go take care of something. She going to say, well, all right then. You be careful. You call me. Because she knows when you come back, you're coming back with a bag. And I'm not leaving here at this time to come back with nothing. So the woman would be much more cooperative is the point. So realize that. If you out here and you chasing your money like you're supposed to, especially if you're a young cat, you're a young cat, man, you're supposed to be married to this hustle. You're supposed to be married to your hustle. And then she'll look in and she'll go, woo, he is really married to flipping these sneakers or doing this affiliate marketing or wholesaling houses or working construction or being a chef. Whatever your hustle is, she'll respect, damn, he ain't playing. I can't get him to deviate from that. At that point, she wants to know, what is he doing? How's he doing this? She will respect your loyalty to yourself. Because she knows if you're going to be loyal and consistent to yourself to maintain your lifestyle, you definitely going to lift her up. And if you got a real hustling chick, she going to realize, no, we going to lift each other up. Because I can see how he can make more money, and she going to come show you how to make more money. But that's a whole nother conversation. And like I said, I'll be all over the place, man. I love this conversation. That's why I do this. I love doing this, man. I could talk about this all day. So with that being said, let me just kind of narrow myself back down to my main point here. If you want to make money at anything, fall in love with the struggle. Find the hardest part of that hustle and see if you can link yourself like it. Find the hardest part of that hustle that nobody talks about and see if you can make yourself like it. If you can like the worst thing in that hustle, all the other stuff will be much easier. But you're going to have to accept grunt work early. There's no way around it. Now, you can perceive that grunt work as not being grunt work if you're just simply having fun with it, which is what you should be doing, because you should only be hustling things that you have interest in, that you love. I love cars. I just love cars. So for me to run out here and go look at a Corvette and check it out and test drive it and do all the specs and find out the owner and find out, all the back information and then find out what it sells for and then trying to find a buyer to buy it and keeping it at my house and all that stuff, to me, all of that would be fun. The real payday is when I say, all right, man, you going to buy this vet off of me? Yeah, I'm going to buy the vet from you. I make $5,000. That's the story that people tell you about. They're not going to tell you that they had to clean the car, they had to take care of the car. They're going to tell you all of that stuff. They're just going to tell you about the grand part. So anytime someone's telling you a story about how they make their money, always realize they putting a little gas in it, they putting a little yeast on it, and then go do your own research. So for me, doing all that grunt work, it's not grunt work. That's fun to me. It's fun taking care of cars and researching them and figuring out what's going on. That's fun. But that is still, quote unquote, grunt work. So whatever hustle you're doing, you got to love it. Go love it, man. If you want to, and I'm going to tell you guys a story, and then I'm going to get out of here and let you go on about get your hustle on. I got educated by a millennial, if you will, a few years ago, and here's the story. I seen them online doing their thing. I don't really know I didn't know a whole lot about Facebook and online and exactly what you were doing. The concept was just bigger than I could grasp. Me being Generation X, it was like, what? You doing what? It's for kids, and that. So I didn't pay any attention. Long story short, I'm online and I see somebody online. They say, hey, man, can you sponsor my trip? I'm trying to go A, B, C, and D. And I'm looking at them and I'm going, what the fuck? Can you sponsor your trip? And the person is my son. He's saying, well, can you sponsor my trip? My oldest son, Brando, what's up, B? Can you sponsor my trip? To various people. And my pride kicked in like, man, what is you doing? You don't get on here begging and fronting and all that stuff, man. What are you doing? He calls me back. No, Dad, this is what it is. It's called GoFundMe or Kickstarter or whatever. I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. It sounds like you begging to me. Stop doing that shit. I was like, I didn't like it. Come to pass, I look up, I get on a week or two passes, I start finding out about Kickstarter, and I start finding out about GoFundMe pages, and I start finding out about how people help people. and I get educated. Like, oh, wow. So I find out about all these different options that I did not know anything about. I didn't know nothing about any of that. A little bit, but not what it was really for. Long story short, my son goes to Puerto Rico on a trip doing yoga, had the time of his life, and he paid nothing for it. And I didn't know anything about that. I didn't know how that worked, but I got educated. So my point is saying you got to get educated. You got to find things out, and you got to accept that you don't know something. So in this case, I didn't know about that, so I had to realize, wait, I don't know anything about this. Okay, let me go learn something, and I did, and I'm better for it today. So my point is that you got to be open. You got to be willing to do the grunt work. You got to be willing to do the things that you don't understand. That's why you got to have people around you can trust. And I didn't understand it. I just didn't know what he was doing. And he educated me. He showed me, no, Dad, this is what it is. And I'm like, oh, okay. I get it now. I understand now. And apologize to him. I ain't mean to jump on you. I just didn't know. I just didn't understand how that process worked. So now I understand that process, and now I can do it. If I decide I want to do it, hey, man, I'm doing a GoFundMe, A, B, C, D. This is what I'm doing, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. But because I had to learn, because I had to sit down and learn what it was, I wouldn't have had that as an opportunity. So big up to my son. Thank you, Brando, for teaching me. Y'all check him out. He sponsors the show too. He'll be sponsoring the show. But he does trap yoga, something called trap yoga, up in DC. Just Google it. That's it. I ain't even tell you nothing else. But you'll be seeing him on here. But like I said, man, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off of here, man. But what I want you guys to get, you're a young person, man. You out here, you really want to get money. You really want to be a hustler. You really, really, really want to own your own stuff. Figure out what you want to do. Go find someone doing it. Ask them, hey, man, how do you do this? They'll tell you what to do. Second thing, I want you to go find someone doing the grunt work. You go find someone that's actually doing the grunt work. Pull them to the side. Hey, man, I was thinking about getting into that. How is it? Then start realizing, damn, can I do that? Will I like that? Can I make that something I want to do? Because to get to the next step, I have to go through this step. If you don't want to go through this step and you want to just jump to the next step, you got to realize I might not really want to do this. Because you're setting yourself up for failure. If you want to be a chef, man, but you don't want to cut potatoes and you don't want to clean vegetables and you don't want to do that grunt work, dude, you're not gonna get to chef, because that's how he got there. You want to be a hustler and you running around here and you don't want to whatever your hustle may be, especially if it's in the street, you don't want to do no dirty work in the street, dude. You're not gonna make any money because you're not gonna come up. You're not gonna be smart enough. You can't skip steps. That's the point here. You cannot skip steps. Go get yours. Stop bullshitting and making excuses. Get your ass up. Put that blunt down. You smoke the blunt after you get your work done. Go get your work done, B. That's it. It is time to get up, get out, and go get it. You a hustler, act like one. See you next week. Appreciate you. One love.